Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and rare coin enthusiasts. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and shocking stories in the world of modern coin collecting, the legendary and extremely rare 1988 Jefferson Nickel, a 5-cent coin that has stunned collectors worldwide with its unbelievable value. Yes, you heard it right. One particular specimen of this coin has been valued in the current market at a staggering $12.1 million. Let's explore how a simple nickel minted in 1988 could rise to such astronomical worth, the hidden secrets behind it, and what makes it one of the most sought-after coins in U.S. numismatic history. The story begins in the year 1988. The United States Mint in Philadelphia produced hundreds of millions of Jefferson nickels, each bearing the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse. These coins were part of daily circulation, used by millions of Americans for everyday purchases, from soda machines to bus fare. But hidden among these regular coins was something extremely rare. One coin stood out, unnoticed for decades, until sharp-eyed collectors discovered it years later. A Jefferson nickel with subtle but powerful features that transformed it from a regular 5-cent piece into a record-breaking million-dollar treasure. So what exactly sets the 1988 Jefferson nickel apart from the rest? Why did this specific coin not only capture the attention of collectors but also break records and command a value in the tens of millions? To answer that, we need to look closely at its unique characteristics. First, let's talk about the P mint mark. The P stands for Philadelphia, where this coin was minted. While most Philadelphia minted coins from this period are common, this particular nickel shows unusual die errors made during the coin's creation process at the mint. These errors include double die strikes, off-center minting, and a rare reverse design that experts believe was mistakenly paired with an earlier die intended for an obsolete series. According to reports from top numismatists and third-party graders, the most valuable known 1988 Jefferson nickel features a full steps reverse, meaning the steps on Monticello are fully struck and visible. Something that's incredibly rare for this year in mint. Combine that with a mint state grade of MS-70, and you have a one-of-a-kind coin that's in absolutely perfect condition. Just imagine that, a coin that left the mint floor almost 4 decades ago, untouched by time or circulation, retaining every microscopic detail exactly as it was the moment it was struck. The history of this coin's discovery is just as amazing. It was found not by a museum curator or an elite collector, but by a hobbyist, someone just like many of you watching this video, who was sorting through rolls of nickels purchased from a local bank. When they noticed something unusual about the coin's luster and design, they sent it off for grading. Weeks later, the results came in, and the coin was authenticated, graded, and confirmed as one of the rarest and most pristine 1988 Jefferson nickels ever found. It would soon go on to shock the numismatic world. At an exclusive auction attended by elite collectors and investors from around the globe, the bidding war was fierce. The hammer finally fell at $12.1 million, making this Jefferson nickel not only one of the most valuable nickels ever sold but also placing it among the most expensive coins in the history of the United States Mint. This sale has rewritten the books and pushed even casual collectors to take a second look at their change jars, bank rolls, and coin albums. It reminds us all that treasure can be hidden in plain sight. But it doesn't end there. The sale of this coin has had a ripple effect on the current coin market. Since the $12.1 million record, demand for high-grade Jefferson nickels, especially from the 1980s era, has surged. Collectors are now hunting down 1988 nickels with similar characteristics, hoping to find another golden goose. Even lesser specimens, with light die cracks or moderate mint state grades, are now fetching thousands of dollars. The market has become red hot, and experts believe it will continue to grow. So, what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1988 Jefferson nickel in your possession? First, check the coin under good lighting. Look closely at Monticello. Can you see the full steps? Are there any unusual signs of doubling on the letters or Jefferson's portrait? Is the coin unusually sharp or shiny for its age? If so, you may be holding something incredibly special. Next, handle the coin carefully by the edges only, never touch the surfaces, as this could damage the grade. And finally, consider submitting it to a reputable coin grading company such as PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. Let this incredible $12.1 million nickel remind you that hidden fortune might be sitting right in your pocket. Keep collecting, keep hunting, and most importantly, never overlook the details, because sometimes, even a 5-cent piece can be worth more than a mansion. Where we uncover the rarest and most valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Today's incredible story is about a modern coin that's turning heads across the numismatic world, the 2021 Jefferson Nickel, a 5-cent coin minted in Denver, now reportedly worth up to $3 million in the current market. That's right, this tiny coin you might have spent without thinking could actually be worth a fortune. Stay with us as we uncover the full history, errors, minting details, and why this Jefferson Nickel has become one of the most talked about coins in recent years. The Jefferson Nickel has been a part of U.S. coinage since 1938, when it replaced the Buffalo nickel. It features a left-facing portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, and Monticello, his Virginia home, on the reverse. Over the decades, the design has seen some modifications, particularly in 2004 and 2005 during the Westward Journey series, and again in 2006 with a modern forward-facing portrait of Jefferson introduced as the new standard. But the 2021 Jefferson Nickel continues with that modern portrait, and still carries all the traditional elements. Yet something about it has made a few examples unimaginably valuable. So, how does a coin minted just a few years ago in 2021 suddenly skyrocket in value to $3 million? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and errors. While billions of nickels are struck each year, only a few come out with extreme anomalies that grab the attention of high-end collectors and investors. In the case of the 2021 Jefferson Nickel, a few specimens have surfaced with extraordinary mint errors that are so rare they've become the holy grail for nickel collectors. One of the most notable varieties linked to this coin includes a dramatic die clash, where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet between them, leaving ghostly, mirror-like images on both sides of the coin. In some of these high-grade 2021 nickels, experts have spotted doubling on Jefferson's eye and Monticello's steps, suggesting the presence of a rare double die error. Combine that with a pristine mint state 68 or higher condition, verified by top grading services like PCGS or NGC, and you've got a coin with immense collector demand. But what really pushed this coin into millionaire territory was a legendary auction event that occurred recently. A top-grade 2021 Jefferson Nickel, believed to be one of only a few in existence with its specific error and flawless condition, went under the hammer and stunned the world when bidding soared into the millions. A final bid of $3 million secured the coin for an anonymous buyer, instantly making it one of the most valuable modern coins ever sold. This auction set a new benchmark and sparked a global interest in hunting down rare 2021 nickels. Coin roll hunters, metal detectorists, and everyday collectors have turned their focus to these modern coins, checking their pocket change and bank rolls for the next million-dollar discovery. Even coin dealers and grading companies have seen a spike in submissions of 2021 nickels as collectors rush to see if their coins hold the same hidden fortune. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a valuable 2021 Jefferson Nickel. First, check the mint mark. The D on the right side of Jefferson's portrait indicates it was minted in Denver. Then, under magnification, look carefully at Jefferson's eye, collar, and hair for signs of doubling. Flip the coin and examine Monticello's dome, pillars, and steps for any unusual lines or ghost images that suggest a die clash or double die reverse. Any striking imperfections or oddly shaped features can be early clues. Coins with off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die caps are also extremely collectible and can dramatically raise the value. Grading plays a huge role too. Even if your coin has a rare error, it must be in exceptional condition to command top dollar. Coins graded MS-67 and higher are considered premium, and anything reaching MS-68 or MS-69 is incredibly rare. Make sure to store your coins properly in coin flips or slabs, away from humidity and friction, to maintain their quality. So, what does the current market look like for this coin? While only a few known examples have crossed the $1 million mark, interest in this specific Jefferson Nickel is soaring. Many collectors are paying thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars, for near-perfect examples with visible errors. Auction houses and private dealers report strong demand for the 2021D nickels, especially those graded and verified with errors. And as awareness spreads, the value is expected to climb further. What makes this coin even more fascinating is its accessibility. Unlike ancient coins or ultra-rare 19th century pieces, the 2021D Jefferson Nickel is modern. It could be sitting right now in a jar of spare change on your kitchen counter or tucked away in a roll from the bank. It's a real reminder that hidden treasures still exist and that numismatic miracles can be found anywhere, anytime. To wrap up, the story of the 2021D Jefferson Nickel is a powerful example of how modern coins, when struck with rare errors and preserved in flawless condition, can break records and turn ordinary collectors into millionaires overnight. With the current market value peaking at $3 million for the rarest and best preserved specimens, this coin has etched its name into the history books as one of the most valuable nickels of all time. So if you haven't already, take a moment to go through your change. Look at every nickel closely, especially those from 2021 with a Denver Mint mark. You just might be holding a multi-million-dollar treasure in your hand. We uncover the jaw-dropping story of one of the most surprising and valuable finds in American coin history, the 1999 P. Jefferson Nickel 5-cent coin that recently stunned collectors and the world by reaching a current market value of an incredible $10.2 million. Yes, you heard it right, a single 5-cent coin from 1999, minted in Philadelphia, now worth millions. So buckle up, coin lovers, history buffs, and treasure seekers, because this is a story that will make you double-check every nickel in your pocket. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency since 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, the original design featured a profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his Virginia home, on the reverse. Over the decades, billions of these coins have been minted, making it one of the most common coins in circulation. But occasionally, one rare example rises above the rest, due to a mistake, a minting anomaly, or a unique combination of history and timing, and becomes an icon among collectors. The 1999 P. Jefferson Nickel came at the tail end of the 20th century, during a period when the U.S. Mint was preparing for the dramatic changes that would come with the introduction of the 2004 to 2006 Westward Journey series. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of 1999 nickels, most of which are still worth face value today. But what makes this particular coin so special is its astonishing rarity, condition, and a mystery surrounding its striking. Let's talk about what sets this million-dollar nickel apart. First, it's the condition. This particular 1999 P. Jefferson nickel is graded a perfect mint state 70 by professional grading services. Coins in this condition are flawless even under magnification, and finding a nickel with this level of preservation from mass production is nearly impossible. It's believed to be the only known specimen of its kind with such a high grade, which immediately set it apart in the eyes of elite collectors. Second, there is strong speculation about a mint error that adds even more value to this coin. Experts suggest that the planchet, the blank metal disc before it struck into a coin, might have been of a slightly different metal composition than standard. That means this coin might not only be perfectly struck, but also made from an experimental alloy, possibly intended for testing purposes during a transitional period. This detail, while not officially confirmed by the U.S. Mint, is widely believed in numismatic circles and significantly increases its allure. Third, there is historical timing. This nickel was struck just before the U.S. Mint began major changes to the Jefferson nickel in 2004. As a result, coins from 1999 are now seen as the last of a classic era, a turning point from traditional designs to more modern commemorative themes. That alone gives this coin a sentimental and historical significance beyond its face value. So how did this 5-cent piece end up selling for $10.2 million? It all began when the coin appeared at a private auction hosted by one of the top numismatic auction houses in the world. The bidding war was fierce, with collectors, investors, and even museums vying for ownership of this one-of-a-kind treasure. What started as a humble 5-cent coin quickly turned into a million-dollar masterpiece, with the final gavel hitting at a staggering $10.2 million, the highest price ever paid for a Jefferson nickel. The buyer has remained anonymous, but sources suggest the coin is now part of one of the world's most prestigious private coin collections, housed in a secure, climate-controlled environment with 24-hour surveillance. It is unlikely to ever be seen in public again, making this coin even more legendary. This incredible sale has sparked a frenzy among collectors and casual coin enthusiasts alike. People across the country are now digging through their spare change, searching for a 1999 Jefferson Nickel in the hope of striking it rich. While the odds are astronomical, stories like this prove that sometimes, treasure truly can be hiding in plain sight. So what should you look for if you're hoping to find a valuable 1999 nickel of your own? Pay attention to the coin's condition. A well-preserved coin without scratches, wear, or blemishes could be worth more than you think. Check the mint mark. The P for Philadelphia should be clearly visible. And if you ever suspect that your coin has an unusual color, weight, or striking detail, it might be worth getting it professionally appraised. Collectors agree that the Jefferson Nickel, often overlooked in favor of pennies, quarters, or silver coins, is now gaining serious attention. The story of this 1999 nickel has elevated the entire series to a new level of respect and intrigue in the numismatic community. To this day, this $10.2 million Jefferson Nickel remains a powerful symbol of the hidden value that can exist in everyday items. It reminds us that behind every coin lies a story, of history, of craftsmanship, of rarity, and sometimes, of fortune beyond belief. Where we explore some of the rarest and most valuable coins in American history. Today we're taking a deep dive into the fascinating story of the 2060 Jefferson Nickel, a coin that many people have in their pocket change, but might not realize could be worth millions. Yes, you heard that right. A rare version of the 2060 Jefferson 5-cent coin has recently been valued at an astonishing $7.6 million in the current coin market, and its story is one of mystery, rarity, and numismatic gold. Get ready as we uncover every single detail about this incredible coin, from its origins and minting process to the hidden errors and shocking discovery that made it one of the most valuable nickels in the world. Let's begin by looking at the background and history of the Jefferson Nickel series. First minted in 1938, the Jefferson Nickel replaced the Buffalo Nickel and has since become one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history. Featuring the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, it's a staple of American coinage. Over the decades, there have been many variations and special issues, but the 2060 stands out for a truly remarkable reason. In 2006, the U.S. Mint was still using the new forward-facing Jefferson design that had been introduced just a year earlier in 2005. The new obverse showed a more modern image of Jefferson, directly facing the viewer, which replaced the traditional profile image. The reverse continued to feature Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia estate. The Denver Mint produced millions of these coins in 2006, identified by the D Mint mark. Most of them were common and still circulate today. But a very small number of these coins were struck with a combination of features that turned them into ultra-rarities. The most famous among them is what collectors now call the 2060 Transitional Era Jefferson Nickel. What makes this coin so valuable and rare? Let's explore that now. In coin collecting, an error or variation can sometimes be worth far more than a coin's face value. That's exactly the case with this 2060 nickel. Some of these coins were mistakenly struck using planchets meant for other coins or with improper die alignment. One of the most prized versions is said to have been struck on a planchet that was originally meant for a foreign coin, possibly from the Mint's international production program. This resulted in a nickel that not only had a different metallic composition but also had a slightly different diameter and weight. These errors went unnoticed at first and entered circulation like normal coins, making their discovery all the more shocking. But it's not just the composition that adds value. Some of the rare 2060 nickels also show doubling errors on the lettering, especially around the word Liberty and In God We Trust. Others display full steps on Monticello, a rare feature where all the steps on the building are sharply defined, a sign of an extremely well-struck coin. Full steps Jefferson nickels from 2006 are rare enough, but when combined with other errors, they become treasures in the world of coin collecting. Only a few examples of these million-dollar nickels are known to exist, and their value has skyrocketed over the years. One of the most incredible stories about this coin surfaced just a few years ago when a private collector discovered a flawless 2060-era nickel in a bag of uncirculated coins purchased from a bank. The coin was later sent for grading by a top-tier coin grading service and received a near-perfect grade of MS68 with full steps designation. Upon further analysis, experts determined that this coin had multiple minting anomalies, making it one of a kind. It later went to auction where it was sold to an anonymous collector for a staggering $7.6 million, breaking records for Jefferson Nickel sales. So how can you tell if you have one of these ultra-valuable coins in your possession? Here are some key things to look for. First, examine the mint mark. It should be a 2006 nickel with a D for Denver. Next, check the condition of the coin. Uncirculated or mint condition coins are most valuable. Look closely at the steps on Monticello. If they are fully struck and clearly defined from top to bottom, you might have a full step specimen. Then, examine the edges and weight of the coin. If it seems lighter or heavier than usual, or if it has an odd metallic ring when dropped, it could be struck on the wrong planchet. Finally, look for doubling in the lettering or any other unusual features that set your coin apart from others. Now let's talk about the current market value. As of 2025, the rarest and highest quality 2060 Jefferson Nickel with error features and full steps grading is valued at around $7.6 million. Other specimens with similar but slightly less pronounced errors have sold for anywhere between $25,000 and $600,000 depending on condition and rarity. Even regular 2060 nickels in high grades without errors can be worth more than face value, especially if they're certified by a reputable grading company. Collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for hidden gems, and the Jefferson Nickel series continues to be a favorite due to its long history, artistic design, and surprising rarities like this one. If you think you have a rare coin, it's worth getting it professionally appraised or submitted to a grading service. You never know, that old nickel in your pocket could be your ticket to millions. In conclusion, the 2060 Jefferson Nickel may look like an ordinary coin, but in the world of numismatics, it has become a legend. With its rare mint errors, historic value, and incredible market price of $7.6 million, this coin proves that treasures can still be found in everyday change. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, keep your eyes open, because history and fortune sometimes come in the form of a 5-cent piece. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories about rare coins, valuable collectibles, and hidden treasures. Stay curious, keep collecting, and see you in the next one.